Yeah, we are.
What is happening, everyone? You are into another episode of Trop-cast. This is episode 44. I want to say hello to everyone over on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, wherever we're posting to. My name is Ronan Fox. I am the host. With me, as always, is Paddy Toner. What's happening, Paddy?
All right, Ronan. If you see any blood, I kind of cut myself, but like not in a bad way on my face. I was trying to shave. I was trying to save the little bit of bum stuff I had, and it didn't work out for me.
It's spooky, Paddy. It's perfect for the Halloween season.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. I'm trying to go for more scary look. I've
Real.
seen I seen the Joker, and I just
Oh,
just going
that
for
was-
it.
That was actually kind of scary.
no! As soon as you went like that, the blood actually started pumping out.
Yeah. I'm telling you, boys. I'm telling you. I'm in for the next role. Who's walking Phoenix? You don't need him. Come on now. Sorry, Wacky, whatever that feck's name is.
John, how are you keeping, John?
I'm keeping good, you know. Another podcast with the lads. Getting a bit spooky around here with the season, but I'm
Yeah.
keeping the ghost away, you know.
Yeah, and we'll get into that with a topic of the week. We'll be looking at horror games to play over the Halloween season, and yeah, I'm actually looking forward to that one because I'm always interested in playing a couple of horrors over the Halloween. Myself and the missus usually jump into a couple. Jack, how are you keeping, Jack?
All right, Ronan, how are we?
Good. How's the platinum runs going?
Grand, actually.
Yeah?
Not too bad.
Playing anything interesting, no?
I was playing Crash Team Racing with a couple of the Trop.
Crash
crew
Team
there,
Racing
but
again.
Oh yeah.
Nothing new there.
Nothing new there. Okay, so we'll just start off like the show. Every show. What are we playing? So, Paddy, I'm gonna throw it to you. Let's get this one out of the way real quick. uh,
Paddy.
Paddy's gone muted. How does it work the whole way up prepping and then we start the show and Paddy's muted?
Would it be a podcast if something didn't go wrong at this stage?
John, let's throw it to you.
Well, let Paddy sort out his technical difficulties. I've been playing not like that old of a game, but I'm playing a game that was sitting on my Xbox for quite a while. And I just randomly, I decided I'm going to play a game. I turned it on. It's a series I really like, and I never got around to playing it. It's Metro Exodus, actually.
Okay.
Nice.
And I'm very much enjoying it. I've heard some people say that it's like not really too much like a Metro game because it's more open world, whereas normal Metro games are more like linear corridor sort of shooter. But I'm really enjoying it. It's typical Metro, we'll say, theme. Like yeah, exactly. Like it's Russian, apocalyptic. You have to be wearing gas masks, it's all about resource management, about survival, and it's really harsh with resource management, and like how much you can be in irradiated zones depends on how much like gas masks you have and all that. And if you're looking for a survival shooter that's a little bit harder than the norm,
Escape from Tarkov.
it has very Tarkov-y.
Yeah.
That maybe just because it's got the Russian setting. But I definitely get the Tarkov feel off of it. But no, it's good fun fighting monsters. Like when you're going up top, all the animals have been irradiated, so you've got like giant bats and you've got like giant dog monsters and all stuff like this. And then you also have to fight politics. Like there's Nazis down there, and there's people from like older Russian federations, and like there's all the different federations are fighting each other. So you're also fighting people. It's kind of heavy. It's a heavy game. It's a fun game, and it's a game where you really have to worry about your resources. Kind of game I like. I very much recommend it.
Oh, there is kind of survival elements, like looking after bullets and stuff like that, is there?
Oh yeah, definitely. This one I think is a little bit more lenient, but the other, like, you actually have your own kind of well, not really. You have to craft everything in this game. In the older games, your bullets, your ammunition were also your currency. Currency was your ammunition. So like you go, I'll give you 5 bullets for this.
Yeah.
So you kind of had to worry about, do I want that med kit or would I prefer the 5 to 10 bullets or whatever? I haven't though. I'm only early enough into this game. I'm probably about 5 or 6 hours. I haven't left the first open world area. Because in the game you're going from different open world area to a different open world area, and that stuff like the barter system might come. I haven't had to barter or anything yet. I've just been crafting. But I always thought that in the old Metro games that was cool. That like your ammunition was also your currency, and it kind of makes sense because bullets would be kind of important in a world like that.
Yeah,
You know what I
definitely.
mean?
No, it's an interesting take on it. I played the two original games, and this was a game that I thought was it was trailering very well. When I was looking at kind of images and trailers before it came out, it looked brilliant. Just never got round to playing it, and it was similar to the original games. I've played them, but just never finished them. But I always found them very interesting, and the story. I mean, the people that like these games absolutely loved them. So I'm glad that they kind of hit it off with the third one as well. But yeah, like that, I always kind of look at it and see an Escape from Tarkov vibe from it. Post-apocalyptic vibe. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's an interesting setting. Have you
with
been
monsters.
playing? Yeah, and with monsters. Yeah, maybe the next update will give us monsters in Tarkov. What do you think?
version 13, the next one. the monster version.
Yeah, the monster version. It'll be out in 2 years' time.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, hopefully.
Are you playing anything else, John?
Not really. I played 1 or 2 games of Tarkov with that man down there, Paddy, but other than that, not much else.
No Minecraft.
I actually didn't play much. I didn't play any Minecraft this weekend. Oh, would you believe that? It's like you said. It's like you said you weren't playing Fortnite. I actually didn't really.
That's true. That's it, John. On the nail. I wasn't doing that. What are you talking about?
Oh yeah, of course. Because nothing happened with Fortnite this week. Of course, you were nowhere near it.
I was nowhere near it.
Paddy, now that we have you back, what have you been playing?
Yeah, Escape from Tarkov.
You were playing it without me, Paddy.
I like with Escape from Tarkov. I jumped into it with John there a few months ago, and then I tried again. I have no gear left, lads. I have I look like I'm after going to the second-hand shop for me army vest because like it's getting bad. Like
the wipe's coming. The wipe's coming. You'll definitely have no gear then.
Thank God for the wipe. And then I get on with Kim there, and then he's like, "Do this, I mean, I don't have anything. Calm down, leave me alone."
Scav run.
Scav run. That's all I can do. Scav run. But also Fortnite, of course. Back playing. My controller's wearing out, I think, from playing it that much. But it's I don't know. It's in the news. Will we talk about it now, or we talk about it in the news? What we do?
Because I'm even going to talk about it, to be honest with you.
Oh, you're going to talk about it now. Will we skip on the news then?
Let's talk a little bit about it.
Right, okay. Well,
how did you feel when you seen that black hole?
Yeah. Well, that they did the Fortnite thing of marketing, and they are unbelievable at. They had
absolute genius.
Over 1 million people watching a black hole there for 2 days nearly. It was mental. They did an event on Sunday as they do, and people were expecting them to run through the past events of the last 10 seasons. But they didn't do that. They blew up the whole map, and then they blew the person out, and they put a black hole in the screen. Now, me, John, who else? Ray, Dave, anyone that's really massive into Fortnite was sitting. I had a stream on for nearly 6 hours, watching a black hole, thinking that something was going to happen. Nothing happened for 2 days. 2 days. And it happened I was like, I'm going to leave this on. I was going to leave it on overnight. I was like, something might happen. I'll have the footage of it or whatever that there. But nothing happened, and we went to bed at 1 o'clock in the morning disappointed. I feel like my girlfriend. No.
She's definitely watching.
She is watching. She's in there in this chat. But their marketing is unreal, and what they did was brought back. They redone the whole map. They've started Fortnite again. Essentially, they've reset all the weapons. They've taken out about 20 different items. They've done really, like, they're probably bringing old players back to the game. They're bringing new players into the game. Like, they do what Epic does best, and it's marketing and making games, because the game is on, like, the new map is polished. It's a little bit laggy sometimes because after everything they're after changing, but like it's brilliant. It's like I could see the game continuing for another, like, being as popular it is for another 10 seasons if one see whatever happens, because they're brilliant at it.
Yeah,
like anyone can give them stick, but they can't deny what they've done in the last 2 years.
No, and that's the thing as well. Like, when I was looking at this, and if you look at it as a marketing point of view, I mean, it's one of the best marketing stunts that I have ever seen. Like, I mean, using the game, shutting down the game, having people clawing with their fingernails to try and get
2 days. Like, a game shutting down for 2 days is unreal.
And what's amazing is, and I talked to a good friend of mine, Damien, as well. He's big into it, and we play a little bit together. We actually got our first win in the new season there the other night, which was class. But he said, like, it just makes you want to play it. Like, even if you haven't played it in a couple of months, it makes you want to jump back in, see what's new, and the fact that it's a new map, like they went for 10 seasons with the same map, or 11 seasons, and it was just kind of the same over and over again. They changed it a little bit, and then they just give you something totally new. The graphics look like they're changed up. They look so bright. It actually looks a lot like season 1 again, if you ask me. Everything's dialed back. What else do I like about it? I could be wrong, but is the character a little bit closer to the screen? Do you get that? No,
it might. I don't know. I think I'm not sure. I don't think it maybe feels like a little bit, tiny bit closer, but I don't know.
It just feels a little bit different, but in a good way. But my favorite thing, Paddy, and this is a game changer for me, is the fact that they added bots into the game. Now, some people might not like that, but I feel like it actually makes you better as a player. It makes you better at encountering other players, regardless whether they're bots or not. For me, it just makes me feel more comfortable. I'm not going to lie. When I was playing it, if I came across a group of people, I would more than likely hide and be afraid. And now, because I think in my head, it could be a bot or it could be a player, I just go for it, and I think it's actually making me a better player. Like I said, we got our first win.
Kind of good. It's kind of good to see it from your perspective as a person that doesn't really play it as much. For me, with the bots in it, it's kind of. It lacks a bit for me because it's a bit. Like you have to take it for, like last season is so hard and you're fighting to be good at it, and then you come across like bots. They're so bad in the game at the minute.
Running into walls and stuff.
I see it from your perspective though. That's why they've done it. Is for people that don't play the game as often. It gives them that little bit of what would you say? Like it gives them some courage. Gives them some think that they can do it. When they get the kills, they feel great. Like they had to do it because. The standard in Fortnite of players is through the roof. To be honest, it is so hard. I played in the game 2 years and I still find it very hard to get a lot of kills in the game because their standard is so high. So if you bring new players into the game, they feel like that's why they had them mechs in them last season to give somebody a chance. But now it's good to give new players a chance to make feel for the game. I don't know if it's going to make people better, but they'll have to make the bots a little bit better, I think, than they are at the minute. Yeah. But they might work on it.
I think it's just a confidence thing with me. It's not even the fact that I feel like I'm getting better. It's just I feel like I can be more aggressive regardless of what's coming at me. And the fact that you are hitting these moving targets, it makes me feel like I'm getting better at aiming and that kind of thing. And it was just something that I found very interesting and something that, of course, is risky on their point of view, but everything they have done is like my hat's off to them. They're an absolute amazing company. They have their hands in everything from online stores to game engines to Fortnite, and they're taking the world by storm, and they continue to do it. And I think this is going to just elevate Fortnite even further than what it was and bring old players back, myself. Like I'm mad to jump in again. Do you know what I mean? You're talking about having the custom games, and I can't wait to just jump in and have a bit of fun with it once again.
Yeah, 100%. That's the game is great for the game is a great. I know it is kind of like Marmite. Either you love it or hate it. I think very much so. Like a lot of people dislike it, they hate it, and then if people love it, they love it. That's just the way it is. That's the way Fortnite is, and a lot of people love it, which is great. And they're continuing to you never know what's coming with them. You don't I would not have if you told me last week they were going to do this, I'd laugh at you. Do you know what I mean? The brand new map, fucking changed all the weapons, brought it all back to square one. Nearly, they've got rid of so much stuff. It's just made the game if the weapons and everything feels so original. It feels like the season.
And this is what people were screaming out for constantly was, I wish it went back. I wish it went back.
Yeah.
And for them to actually do that after changing the game so much. It's just, it's amazing. Shout out to Stephen there with the 100 stars, part of Team Republic, heavy metal gamer, absolutely amazing streamer. So thanks a million, Stephen. Appreciate that one. Jack, what have you been playing?
Crash Team Racing mainly.
What else, Jack?
Jack, I'm gonna get you a new game. I know I'm bad with Fortnite as well. You get me one, I'll get you.
Jack, I hear you're going to be reviewing Ghost Recon Breakpoint.
Well, you know me for the grindy open games now.
Well, that's true.
But there has been something else I've been playing, but that won't be brought up in the podcast just yet. That will be happening next week.
You're chasing down that platinum, right?
Oh, I'm chasing down a platinum at the moment.
Number 69, I believe, isn't it?
Yes, exactly.
Giggity.
Giggity is right.
And it really is, Paddy.
Giggity. It really is. Oh Jesus.
Yeah, it's something that can't be mentioned.
It's themed. Let's say it's themed to the number.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I mean, it is on purpose, like, but I kind of granted it's
Jack
small.
has been deleted from the podcast.
But that's really the only two things I've been playing. I haven't been much this week as I have been the past couple of weeks, so I've been a bit slow on the upkeep of platinums and everything.
Yeah, it's been a bit busy. Like, the only other thing I've been playing, we'll talk about a little later on, is pro clubs. I mean, we're absolutely rocking it over with Team Republic. Played a couple of games against some of the actual teams in the Premiership. Like, we're in Division 4, we played a couple of Prem teams and actually ended up coming really close to beating them. Ended up drawing 1-1 with them. We're not getting trounced on by any players. The players are kind of improving every night we go on, and it's just been a fantastic experience. And FIFA 19, as bad as the launch was, all the bugs are gone out of the career, I hear. So if you're one of those people that just play career and heard that, oh, the career is buggy as hell, they're after doing a lot in the last update to fix all that. So now is a good time to jump in. The game is brilliant. It's a little bit different from last year. I'm enjoying it. I've played it the most since it came out, and it's just class. Pro Club is a different level of game, to be honest with you.
Pro Club is just fantastic.
I actually have the game now, so I'll have to jump in.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Back.
Let's get that going.
Whoa. If there's no right wing, I'm not getting on. I'm starting my own team, guys. Trop Part 2.
Part 2.
Revenge of the Trop.
City.
Revenge of the Trop. I think I have Trop City already. Do we? No, what was it? Tropic? We have a load of Trop names.
Yeah. There was Trop FC, Team Trop, Tropica,
Yeah.
Tropics.
Tropics.
Flint, Michigan Tropics.
I can't believe it's not the Trops.
Top of the Trops. There we go.
Top of the Trops, eh?
That would be
Top
great.
of the
Damn, I need to rethink the name of my team.
Completed it, mate.
So lads, let's go on to news. So the first bit of news is, it's a pretty big one. Google Stadia finally has a launch date, and it's November 19. And before we go into the details, John, will you be getting Google Stadia, or Stadia, whichever way you want to pronounce it?
No, absolutely not.
Okay. Jack? No, it's okay, John. If you have a good reason.
We'll talk about it in a minute. But yeah, for me at the moment, it's a no.
Okay, Jack?
I'm in the same boat as John. For me at the moment, no.
Paddy? Completed it, mate.
Yeah, completed.
Completed it, mate.
Everybody's opinion on this is a stern no, and like, I don't get it. I don't like. I can see this is what's bringing everything forward. I understand it doesn't look too appealing at the minute, but this is the way things are going to go. I'm definitely going to give it a go. Like, I don't know about buying the controller. You can play it with a different controller, so I might do it like that and try and play it like that. But I can see it being worth a shot. Do you know what I mean? Maybe get it out review copy, but I think people are are putting the name in the dirt straight away. They're not giving it a chance. I don't understand. It's so bad that I haven't seen anyone's opinion be good on it. Yeah. And I don't understand why.
We put. Was it you that posted up on the Republic earlier?
Today, yeah. It was all no's, like, basically.
Yeah. Well, my one was it wasn't a straight up no. It was, let's see how the launch goes and then make a decision after that. I hope it works. Like, I just, for me, it just sounds a little too good to be true. So the details here are: Google Stadia will cost €130 for the Founders Pack, which will include a hardware kit and 3 months of premium service, and then will cost €10 after that. Only one game for the subscription service has been named, which is Destiny 2. All other games you will have to purchase to own. And that seems to be a little bit of a downer for a lot of people. Mm-hmm. Google have also added a disclaimer to their explainer video saying that the wireless controller will only work with Chromecast Ultra on day one, and you will have to use a USB with all other devices. So let's go back to the all other games you will have to purchase to own. So I think that's where people maybe were led a little bit astray at the start when this was announced. They thought, okay, let's purchase it like a Netflix subscription, and then we get this amount of games for this month, and then maybe next month you get another amount added to it and another amount, and you keep adding to that subscription. The fact that you have to go out and buy these games, I think that's where it falls a little bit short for me.
Yeah.
And the fact that we actually don't know how well this is going to run. Google can tell us this is going to run at 4K and 60 frames and this and that. But, like, I mean, they're not going to turn around and say, well, it actually might run at this if you have this speed of internet. And, you know, we'll see how it goes. So, for me, it has to be looked at, it has to be reviewed, and then I'll make a decision on it. I would like it to work. I think it'd be a great service for someone that isn't a total hardcore gamer, because I don't see how it could ever be a top-end PC. You know, where the hardware is actually in your house. But like, that's me just being a little bit probably hesitant and seeing where it goes. Paddy, you want to jump in there?
Yeah, I think a lot of people are saying that they don't think it's going to work. Like, I don't know, like if it does launch and it does work, it's going to be the biggest flop ever, like, from Google. But I can't see them launch it and it not working right. And maybe your internet speed is definitely going to be a factor on this. And like shooters,
100%.
Shooting games I'm a bit afraid for.
Yeah.
Because you need quick reactions and everything like that there. But what's wrong here for me is I think that they should have more games on the subscription service straight away. I don't think they should be launching with one game on the subscription service. It's just a bad idea. They should have at least 10 rating to go. I'm Destiny 2. I played it and it doesn't appeal to me. So I'm not
maybe a year ago. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. But that's what they should be doing, is a hot drop where they have 10 games going, one exclusive. Like, you know, and like, instead of they're kind of lacking the hotness of the like marketing. Even they're lacking in it. You know, this is not going to be, people are not going to be mad to go out and buy it because it's got Destiny 2 on it, which was out last year.
Yeah.
And like the cost, it's your €130 for the founder pack. You're paying that for the controller and 3 months pack. So it's €10 a month for the subscription service. So that means the controller's costing you €100 and you're into the game and you get Destiny 2. So you get a controller and Destiny 2 for €130 and you still have to buy the game. Like, it's not, they're not doing it right. You know, you need to be given more games than that for it to go anywhere.
And then you're going to have the issue where the PlayStation comes out and the Xbox comes out, and they're going to have this similar service, only if you don't have the internet, that you could actually download them to your system and play them that way without kind of the crutch of having a bad internet.
I could see where they're coming from with the download thing. The download thing's starting to get on my nerves now, to be honest, with the amount of downloads you have to do, and the games are just getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and you're sitting there waiting for 70 gigs, 120 gigs. Like, it's getting, how big is these games going to go? When you start going 4K, like, the games are going to be huge. Do you know what I mean? Like this is where that appeals to me, is that you can just turn it on. I don't have to have the card there for the hard drive there for it to go on. I don't have to fill my PC up. Like, that's a big thing there. Keep the PC running right. That's a good selling point. I think that's the biggest selling point for me on that service. And the stream, I always wanted a streaming service like a Netflix service, but this is not it.
Yeah.
Like, it's all, like, Xbox and PlayStation are starting to make theirs a lot better. Like, PlayStation came out with it, and you got God of War on it, and if you get these big games coming to these services, like, you're going to be appealed to them.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be like, you could jump on, if you had Red Dead Redemption there on a streaming service, like, it's coming to PC now, like, you'd be straight on it. Like, I think it's going to, you're still gonna have to buy it and stuff. Like, I want a subscription service that you pay 13 quid a month, 20 quid a month maybe, and you get any game you want. That's the dream. And you don't have downloads. That's
and maybe
the dream.
what you're paying for here is that quick time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
if it's
130
100%. And it's super quick and there's no hiccups at all, and you can play on your phone, laptop, PC, your TV inside, I can switch from one system to another. That is a really cool feature. And if that's the case, then 100% I'll put my money into it. But I just think with the new systems that are coming out, with the PS5, with the Xbox, whatever it's called, Scarlet, I think these are going to be, you know, ahead of the game, because they're not trying to try something new like this streaming. What they're doing is they're bringing out the traditional console, and they're doing this as well. So you have a couple of options. You don't just have the streaming option, you have a couple of options. And that to me was always the way. Even when I was DJing, it was great to use CD and MP3. It was great to have the different options. And that's why the PS5 appeals to me. And let's boil it down to exactly why we play these things. The games. And like you said, Destiny 2 is a game that, like, I'm sure I got that for free on PC before, in some humble bumble deal or something like that. And it just doesn't really scream, get this Google Stadia.
They can't be saying that since the start, though. Like, if they had an exclusive game that
Yeah.
people wanted, if they bought the rights for something that, like, was coming out, another part 2 of something, like if Bully came out or something that's going to make people go, I have to get this just to play that game.
That's system seller, yeah.
Yeah, but that's what Nintendo do all the time. Nintendo bring out a console and it's got Zelda on it or something. You know, that's what you do. This is what they should be doing, is bringing out an exclusive game that people want to play, and that's what sells consoles. It's not the hardware, the software, or whatever. It's the games, like 100%.
John.
Yeah, like, to be real, like, I don't think it's going to. It's hard to know. I don't see too much of the appeal of it myself. Like, I am just kind of the same. I can see where you're coming from, and I'd have to agree with Ronan. Like, I just don't see why I would choose this over my PC. Just me personally. For one thing, I don't have the internet for it, because I have the internet for, like, looking at the chart there, between 10 and 20, you're kind of in the mid-range for getting 1080p. Like, on a bad day, I get a 10, or maybe some days even below 10. So I'm playing my 60 FPS game at 720p. Like, it's literally no interest to me. I can play if I wanted to. I could play games with 4K on my PC, and I have absolutely no reason not to. So for me, a big caveat is the whole needing the, like, it's not like extraordinary internet. Like, a lot of towns, a lot of places will have that. I'm just saying, personally, for me, one of the main reasons why I won't be getting it.
Yeah, that's 100%.
And also, it's just, as you were saying, the games, even if you look at the full list of games that are coming out, like, they're good, but, like, there's still not that many. And the fact that you have to pay for them, unless it's Destiny 2, I think is actually kind of a joke, because there was definitely at the start, they started the freaking tagline of the Netflix of games. And then it was about a few months down the line, they explained, oh, well, yeah, but it doesn't work like Netflix. What are you talking about? So it was kind of like,
there's a really, really terrible quote at the end of the newest trailer, and it says something like, the more games you play, the more games you buy, and the longer time you subscribe, the more games you'll have. And I'm just like, okay, but that's not appealing at all.
It's the freaking, as you were saying, like, it's their version of, it's not even, I know the whole thing is, it's all in the cloud, yada yada yada, but really, like, you're saying the competitors are PS4 and the Xbox One with their services. I prefer their services, and also I prefer them because especially, I know the PlayStation have upped their game recently. If you look at the Xbox service, the online, what's it called, Game Pass, if you look at that, the games they have on that, it's the same price, $9.99 a month. Like, fair enough, if you have to buy an Xbox, if you don't have an Xbox or a PC, then maybe this is appealing. But it's just, I have no interest in it, and I'm not saying this is going to be a failure by any stretch of imagination. I don't know, because who knows? Like, you don't know what the market wants until you get it. But just from general looking at it, I don't think it's going to be an Ouya type catastrophe. But, like, no. I think the way that this has been marketed and how they've slowly started trickling out information that's like, oh, like, even today, it's like the controller, that it won't work wirelessly unless you got a Chrome Ultra. It'll actually have to be wired now. It's like, oh, this is new information that we weren't after getting now. And it's like, it's not that big of a deal, but it's never good news with Stadia. No. Anytime something comes out, people go, for God's sake. Do you know what I mean? So I don't think they're doing themselves any favors. So I just don't think it was marketed great. I thought their conference that they did a few months ago didn't go great, and I think everything they've done after it is just kind of. I don't think it's soured in people's mind because people are sour. I think it's soured in people's mind because they soured it by their marketing. Honestly.
Well, let's be honest. With Paddy, you were mentioned that, like, first-person shooters need to be on point. They're really going to test the boundaries with Destiny 2, because, I mean, if Destiny 2 doesn't run smooth, you will notice it, like, because it is one of those Twitch shooters. It is one of those 60 frames per second shooter that you have to be, continue to move, and if that game doesn't play smooth, like, what happens after that? If it does run smooth, then I can see other developers say, hey, let's make something for this thing, let's give them something, because it is a subscription, it's something new, it's something different, and then they might start to turn heads. But the launch of this thing is going to be, it's going to decide whether this thing is going to be a success or not. So I mean, if people see that Destiny 2 isn't working because that's what's going to be streaming and that's what people are going to see at the start, it could be a long road for these guys and a lot of money wasted.
And again, I don't know, because again, I'm not a freaking marketing analyst, but like, I hope it like hopefully it does do like it. I'm not saying that, but like just for me, it's a no.
Okay, Jack, any last words?
You've all kind of really said everything I was going to say anyway, so there's not much else I can do.
You might be able to jump in with this next one then. We have a new handheld coming out, which is always good. Well, a new handheld for old games in the form of a device called Analog Pocket. The Analog Pocket is made by an American tech company, and they have said it's a tribute to portable gaming. It is designed to play more than 2,780 titles Nintendo released for the Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advanced, a family handheld consoles produced from 1989 onwards. It promises to be 10 times the original screen resolution of the original Game Boy. Also, with an adapter, it can also play games from other portable devices. What's that word?
I don't even open.
Synonymous?
Synonymous, sorry. With the 1990s Sega Game Gear, SNK's Neo Geo Pocket Color, and the Atari Lynx. And the device doubles as a tool for music creation, which is cool. It comes with Nano Loop software pre-installed, allowing musicians to use Pocket as a sequencer and synthesizer. So that sounds pretty interesting, guys. Any price on that thing, no?
200 quid, I think.
Is it in there? I didn't see
200.
it.
Okay.
I saw another article on it, and it said something like $200 or something like that is the rough estimate at the moment. It could be more, could be less, but
That's expensive.
I don't care. I'd still buy one.
You see, it's niche.
You'll
It's
buy
niche
one, will you,
market,
Jack?
Oh, I'm ridiculously excited for this.
Savage, yeah. It seems pretty interesting.
Like an honest
Synonymous and all.
honest to goodness handheld that we can actually play older Game Boy games on. You can play Famicom or old Jaguar games, anything like that. It's actually amazing to see something that you don't actually have to put ROMs onto, because many of the projects I've seen people doing for modern handhelds, like the Raspberry Pi Zero or the Game Boy Zero is what it was called, and some other different Game Boy style consoles, it's always emulation. Whereas this, you actually can use your own cartridges for it, and I'm actually really excited for that because I've got a load of old games that I just don't play anymore because I don't have the consoles to do them properly.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool that all in one system. Like that's what you want. I suppose there's a few things out like for Nintendo games and stuff like that. There you can put the games into and store them onto. Which go, but this is good to see something new coming out like that. There, 200 is a bit much now, I think, for it.
How much, Jack? You'd probably know. I'm sure for you with the retro and all that. How much would it cost to like buy if you were starting from scratch to buy all those separate consoles that the games could be played from? Would be though? Would that be
a lot more than 200?
A lot more, because most of the time I've seen Game Boys going for about 40, 50 quid, and then the rest of it is
Sega's about 40 or 50 as well, and then the Game Boys. All the Game Boys are the original one. Depends. Yeah, it's all around that 40, 50.
I suppose in that respect,
Links maybe a bit more 70 maybe. No, it's good for that. But I suppose like if you think about it though, if you had all these games lying around, you're going to have the consoles for them. But I suppose like it's good, or their handhelds. It's probably as good for. I think the selling point really that is the resolution is so much better, like 10 times the original resolution of the games. It'd be good. Like I remember sitting on the original Game Boy trying to look at a black and white screen. You turn tilted in a certain way to get the good thing. I'm showing me age now.
The long car journey, light beaming through the window, and you're trying to do as much as you can with the light beaming.
Putting the batteries on the radiator to recharge them, because that works. My cousin used to do that. No, but it's interesting. I probably wouldn't buy one myself, but I can see a lot of people would buy them.
Like I have the Game Boys and everything there. It's just a case if I need to repair them first. So
I was thinking about jumping back into Zelda there. I've got the Game Boy sitting somewhere. Where is it? Somewhere around there with the new Zelda that came out originally again.
Link's Awakening, that looks
Yeah,
fantastic.
I have that there. So I might stick it into it. But I mean, I actually would love to see it. I'd love to have it to play a few games of it to see what the resolution's like, to see how nice it actually looks. I'd say it's unreal. Would you buy it, Ronan?
I'd like to definitely see it. The next handheld I think I'm getting is going to be the Switch. So, I mean, the Switch is in and around that, maybe a little bit more expensive, but this is definitely an interesting one. I think people like Jack that have those collections built up, I think this is a perfect add-on to the collection. What are you looking for
100%.
there, Jack?
I'm just looking for my tin of games.
Oh, your tin of games. Nice one.
I've actually got all the cartridges in the tin. I can't remember.
So let's move on, guys. The next one we're going to show is our one and only trailer for the show, and it's basically just season 1 chapter 2 of Fortnite, and this is what basically took the world by storm the last couple of days. Epic doing their thing, and then this trailer was released. Paddy, do you want to kind of run us through what's happening here? The picture of the black hole, and then it zooms out. Do you reckon it's kind of like an alternate reality, or is it the same universe, or what do you think is going on here?
What I think is like, like the Big Bang, black hole, antimatter blowing up, giving us a new world, basically. Big Bang theory. But that's basically. But what they did, they've introduced the map, and it's unreal. It's a lot more hilly now. It's not as flat as it was in the last one. They've also introduced like fishing, and
yes, they have. Yes, they have.
It's a bit, to be honest, it's a bit overpowered at the minute, because you can fish out. You can carry 4 fish, and it'll give you 50 health like that. So like if you eat it, it's like 50 health straight away. It's a bit overpowered. I think they're gonna like downgrade it or whatever, or nerf it, as they say. But the map itself is fantastic. Look at it. It's the same size as the original, but it feels bigger. And it feels a lot more. It reminds me of, Blackout's map last year, Call of Duty. It kind of reminds me of that, but obviously a bit more cartoony, and a lot more hilly. But it's unreal. They kept their few originals. They kept Salty. What's the other ones called? Loot Lake and all them. But I don't know. You guys playing it at all, John? You don't even like it, do you?
No, it's not that I don't like it. It's just like I haven't probably played it since season 1 or 2, and I actually did quite enjoy it when. But the players of that game have gone beyond. I'd be standing there going, how do I build a wall, lads? Oh, headshot. You tried to see me play it down in freaking mini games con. I could barely get.
As Ronan was saying, it could be a good time to jump back, because if you did want to play it, there is a lot of added to it at the minute, and they are absolutely awful. You literally they build a wall and then they run into the wall. And then they start pickaxing. I seen a lot. There was one. There must be programmed for certain things. Like if they hear a chest, they'll go straight for the chest. So I had one coming at me, and then he heard a chest, and he just turned the opposite way and went straight to it. So they must.
Me.
But what I think they should do as well is they'll add something to the bots' names. So when you kill them, that you know they're a bot. Yeah. Because it kind of puts me off a bit that I don't know who I'm killing. I don't know who's a bot and who's not a bot. So every time you kill somebody, like, he was a bot. It doesn't matter what they done. It doesn't matter what they done. It's like, he was a bot. I'm shit.
I'd just be up to it. I'd love that, because I just assume.
Sometimes you do catch them like just running directly into walls, and you're kind of like, bang from behind. One kill. Yay!
That's it. Oh yeah. I am the best ever. I am ninja. I'm Bugger. I am the best Fortnite player. Lol, boom, better watch out. I'm coming.
So I wonder, Paddy, because isn't the kind of difficulty ranked now in terms of where you are?
Ranked. You are. It depends where you are, and that's how they'll put the bots in. So like, if someone starts off fresh today and they have no wins and they have no experience or whatever, that you'll probably get 80 bots. Like, I don't know what the ranks is, but I know there's a lot. Like, cause we were in with a couple of boys that had very little, and it was bringing us bot after bot after bot. And it was like, but if you jump in, like, then I jumped in with a couple of boys that were like, we start playing it all the time, and then you don't really get them. So that's the way they're doing it. Is a ranked matchmaking or whatever.
So that's pretty good, because at least they'll be phased out then. Yeah, they'll be phased out when you kind of get to like, obviously if you're playing it a lot. Maybe after
you get bigger, better and better and better, it's a great way to get. I understand why they done it. As I said, this is it had to be done. Do you know what I mean? Because as you said earlier, the level is just it's through the roof, boys. Everybody.
Yeah.
It started off. It was grand, but everybody's good now. And if you're starting off today, I'd hate to be you without the bots in it, because you're just getting smashed. You know what I mean?
And there's a lot of other games as well that like had bots, like as we said, Tarkov. That works out really well. Like scabs,
Yeah.
like
That's
they
what it
make it more
reminded
fun
me of,
because
John.
when you kill a scab, you're like grand. It's you feel cool. You pick yourself up, you know. And then maybe I'll fight this person.
I
But
think
it's
the
also
scab.
like don't work away, Paddy.
I think the scabs are a lot more difficult, though.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
just saying.
100%.
Yeah.
There's also wasn't that in Titanfall as well. Titanfall they had the bots as well. You
Yeah.
real people, you fought little things. And I remember when I played Titanfall. Oh, this is bad. I know they're only bots, but I'm getting some amount of kills here. It does, for people who are, lack of a better term, I won't say that, not so great at games, it can kind of boost you up and go, at least
Yeah.
I'm killing these few bots, you know what I mean?
Because you do get loot off them, and you do get, you can get really stacked from them. And I think definitely it's a genius way to bring people that maybe never played it before, because like there was that issue with Fortnite where the people that were playing it were just like way overboard good. And now if you turn around to people and say, actually, do you know what? It's actually a really good time to jump into Fortnite, because you're going to be put up against bots, and you're going to come up against humans as well. And I think it's a nice way to get a few kills, get to know the game, get your aim up, get shooting people, encounters better and more confident with those. And I really like it, to be honest. I can't wait to jump back in. I just haven't had much time for gaming lately.
Like, what's the player base like that they can't have people with the same levels fighting each other? Like, is there that many? Like, would there not be enough 100 new players to fight each other all the time? Do you know what I mean? Like, why are bots introduced? Is the player levels not that balanced? Like, is that what's like? I don't understand why.
Yeah.
Like, you don't understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I do.
Why don't I go up against the same people who have the same wins as me or the same KD or something? Do you know, like, maybe it's just to get people's confidences up or something. That could be just it.
Yeah.
Plus, you can kidnap people. I've seen that you can put people up on your shoulders and run.
That is funny. That is the funniest thing. Coach Ainsley actually clipped something there. I was streaming, and you should have seen the face of me, lads. I was like a battered woman. They picked me up in the shoulders, and they started throwing me. Four of them were in a circle, and they started throwing me to each other. And I was sitting there going, "Oh, jeez."
Oh, they can actually catch you mid-air, can they?
No, but I was falling, and they were picking me up, and they were throwing me again, falling, picking me up, throwing me again. And I was absolutely, I swear to God, I was so down. I was scoring.
Just the little add-ons, like the boats, the swimming, the fishing, like all those things just add to the game, just being a lot more fun. And I don't know, I like it.
I might jump in. I actually ended up getting the update by accident because you what's it called? Epic Store did it automatically. So I have the update.
Lads, if you're buying that off Epic, use code Paddy the Pagan.
Exactly.
Yeah, Paddy the Pagan, yeah.
Paddy the Pagan.
So lads, like everyone has known, we've kind of gone on to not just doing game news, but we also do, movies, comics. We're just going to expand a little bit. And the next one is a little bit about movies. Some worried fans had their fears squashed this week as Marvel Studios have announced that Deadpool will stay R-rated in any future movie amid fears that it would be watered down after Fox was acquired by Disney. That's brilliant news for me personally. I like a lot of the properties that come from Fox, and this was always a worry that when Disney took over that they were going to maybe bring Deadpool into their universe, but to know that they're allowing Deadpool to continue on the way he is, and other movies, hopefully. Like, I'm a massive Alien fan, and there's rumour now that we're going to actually see an Alien TV show. And this is what I want Disney to do. I want them to look after these properties that they acquired, because they Fox it's one of my favourite production companies out there. They have some fantastic properties, and I just hope that Disney do good by them. And by this piece of news, we can see that at least one bit of property is getting looked after. Any input on this one, lads?
Well, let's go to Jack up in the comic book corner.
I was just going to say that it is great to see that they're actually keeping the R-rated movies, because Deadpool were really the only Marvel movie that I will say that I properly liked. But no, now that Disney actually owns them, they have come out and said that Deadpool's own series will stay R-rated. But as far as I'm aware, if he's going to make any cameos in any Avengers movies or any other Marvel movies, he will be toned down quite a bit.
Oh yeah, but that makes sense though.
But
I
that
mean,
makes
if
sense,
it's just a cameo, you're not gonna mind too much.
I just hope to God they bring him into Spider-Man and just do the whole Deadpool Spider-Man thing, because that is one of the greatest.
That's the dream, isn't it?
That is the dream.
I just like I kind of like the R-rated any R-rated like superhero movies, like they're or like whatever they're trying to be. I think they're a lot better than the big production.
Yeah,
Hollywood
no, they
ones.
definitely appeal to
like the Joker. We love the Joker.
Well, it makes sense.
Man, you're missing out.
I know.
I've seen it twice.
Have you?
I haven't seen it
twice.
I've seen it.
I haven't seen it either.
Fantastic.
Me and John might do something on it. It was brilliant.
Yeah,
unbelievable. One of the best ones I've ever seen.
But it's also a good idea financially as well to have just the different types of movies, because it's not like, well, let me think, the two Deadpool movies, Logan, Joker, you know what I mean, they're all financial like successes. They were like they do really well, and it's just, if Disney, I know Disney have the whole it's Disney kind of pristine look about them, and like, but if they like, they're also a company, and like they're smart, so they know like, right, these R-rated movies are not these X-rated movies.
Just give people a look at my PC. We got a little Deadpool in there.
Awesome.
Is there?
Yeah.
Let him out, man. He can't breathe.
Here he is.
Deadpool. He's all right.
Yeah,
he's all good. He's been in there since I got it. He's not giving out yet.
He's covered in dust.
There's not a speck of dust in there. How dare you?
But yeah, it just makes sense. It makes sense to keep these movies R-rated. What got them? Well, Deadpool was the first Deadpool before Logan, so that was the first proper success.
That was the one that really pushed that kind of R-rated scene forward. Yeah.
And funny movie.
Funny as hell.
Logan, fantastic. One of the best kind of, probably the top 10 at least.
100%.
And yeah, like, keep going. Like, they're smart. They're a company. They're going to keep going with it.
True.
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah.
Okay, the next one, guys, is a little bit down rumor mill lane. We have the smallest of small rumours. Supposedly the voice actor Stephen Ogg that plays Trevor in GTA 5 has said that GTA 6 will be out soon. Well, that's if you were to believe a fan who was at a recent event, the Brazil Game Show, where Stephen was on the panel. Stephen has been quoted as saying, GTA games take about 7 to 8 years to develop. You do the math. So hopefully we'll get a little bit of news very soon on GTA 6. Just to kind of do a round table, what do you think the game is going to be about? Where do you think it's going to be set? Do you think it's going to be as controversial as the previous installments, or do you think they're going to have to dial it back a little bit?
Nah, not Rockstar. Rockstar aren't going to dial back anything. And what they're going to do is they're going to rev it. They're going to make
it worse.
Well, not even worse. They'll make jokes about like the current politics. They'll make jokes about PC culture.
God, I hope there's a Brexit joke in there.
It's going to happen. Like, it's like they're definitely not going to shy away from it, and I don't think they should, honestly.
Definitely not. Paddy?
Yeah, like this news was spread everywhere. Today it was you couldn't get away from it. Everybody was, and it's the worst. It's the worst kind of rumor. It's like from a fan who was at the show. Yeah. Do you imagine? I imagine how many times that this fella Stephen has been asked, when is GTA 6 coming? I bet you every single day of his life. He's sick. It's coming, okay?
Well, I'm more interested. Is he going to be in GTA 6?
Yeah, I'd say you probably dive into something. I do think that it's going to be like a dark launch on PS5. I don't think it's going to be on PS4. It does. This is what kind of, it does usually come out around now before the end cycle of a game. You usually get it on PS4. They got it on PS3. And then you get it on PS4, you got it on PS2, then you get it on PS3. So it makes sense that it come out around now. But I'm hoping they go back to London or something. Like, change it up a bit. Like, keep it like GTA London. Like, they could do it, like, no bother. There's plenty of gangster stories from there. And maybe even like cross war, that you start in London, you end up in LA, or you know, like whatever, Los Angeles or whatever you want to call it. And I don't think they're going to shy away from it. I think they're going to do stuff like controversially. I think there's going to be like transgender people. I think there's going to be, that they're going to really push the boundaries to see what they can get away with. They did say that it's hard to bring it out in these times. but there's always them people that buy the console. The game is one of the biggest games in the world. You know what I mean? So it's not gonna Rockstar release a game, everybody buys it. It's just the way it is. So
The game is called Grand Theft Auto.
yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah.
if you're looking at it going, just that's awful. They can't be putting that in that game. Just
No.
calm down. Buy a different game. There's many games out there.
Yeah, exactly. Don't buy it if you don't want to. Don't buy it for your 10-year-old son. It's 18s on it for a reason, or 8 for a reason. Nobody's telling you to buy these games. You're buying them yourself. You do not like walking up to the counter and give him that. What is it? I don't know. Just let him play it. Who gives a like? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
Yeah,
Lord.
it's, like I mean, if you look back at all the Grand Theft Autos, everyone has their favorite. Like going right back to the original. Paddy, you have them sealed, I believe.
They're all sealed up there.
Yeah.
Every one of them. The San Andreas is my favorite by far.
Yeah.
San Andreas, absolutely brilliant. I'm a lover of 4, and I know that's a little bit kind of different than other people's opinions. Like I love San Andreas, but 4 I just felt came out at a time where it just felt so right at the time, and it felt so gritty, and I loved the story and the characters, and even the gameplay. It just felt a little bit more realistic than the rest of them.
Yeah, 100%.
5 was amazing as well. I think it lost a little bit of maybe the grittiness that 4 had. I always look forward to a new GTA. Like it's probably the game that you always look forward to the most, because you know what you're going to get. It's like a Naughty Dog game. You know what's coming is going to be good. And it's just the defining game of every generation when a Grand Theft Auto game comes out. So I'm looking forward to hearing the details. Rumor has it that it's going to be across, like you said, it's going to be across different areas. There was a rumor saying the Americas was kind of mentioned, which was every area that was in a previous Grand Theft Auto, which that could be brilliant. And with the PS5, you would think that they'd have the power to go and do that. That would be just amazing.
100%.
So yeah, even to hear a little bit of rumor about that makes me excited for a new Grand Theft Auto game. So lads, we'll start kind of bringing it to our topic of the week. We're going to talk about our favourite horror games to play over Halloween. I'm a massive fan of horror games, but I'll let it run around the table first. Paddy, what are you going to be playing Halloween night in the dark with the missus?
I think we're in Galway.
We are in Galway.
No,
Just before.
Just before. We'd be home. I'd be asleep from being wrecked from Galway. My favourite ones would be Resident Evil 7. Is unreal for me. It's probably one of the best horror games I've ever played, especially playing it in VR or something. It's very good. Like it captured me straight away, and it gives you a bit of a jump. I'm trying to think of that. What's that other game, John, I mentioned to you before? The second one, I didn't like it.
Outlast.
Evil Within.
No, Evil Within.
Yeah.
That's Evil Within 1 is very good. It's very brilliant game. Survival horror. I had it on the hardest, and it's just ridiculously hard, and it's so good. And the jumps, like what I like kind of like in a game is a set path. Open world games are grand, but if you don't know where you're going, it gets on my nerves or whatever. So I'd rather, like, that game is very much set that you're going, it brings you the way you're supposed to be going all the time, and I do enjoy that. Whereas the second one, it didn't do that. It was open, and I didn't like it. I bought and I didn't like it. But they're the two games now that I'd go to, like in modern times anyway. That would be brilliant. You know, kind of Silent Hill and all them kind of games used to be.
Silent Hill
brilliant.
2 is up there for me. Yeah, it's absolutely class.
Fantastic.
Yeah, all the horror games. I love survival horror games. They're probably one of my favorite kind of things to do, like for a story game. Like I love the fact that you can run out of bullets and that you have to watch what you're doing all the time, and you have to find certain areas and certain parts, and quizzes or whatever you want to call it, challenges or whatever. That's the good thing about horror games. So that's mine.
Before I go on, a couple of people in the chat says Resi 2, which that's definitely one of mine. The original and the remake were both just brilliant games. Outlast, Evil Within, Until Dawn. Stephen there with a massive amount of stars, dude. You're an absolute legend, to be honest with you. I think he's after dropping like 400 or 500 stars there. So
he dropped them last night as well. Mental man.
A great member of the Team Republic. So big up to you, dude. John, let's hear your picks.
Yeah, well, definitely one I definitely enjoyed playing was Outlast 1, as mentioned there in the comments. Outlast 1 is it's so claustrophobic. It's so like the whole camera thing, and not only that, you're also worried about the battery of your camera So it's not
Yeah.
just the horror of it, you don't just have the horror of something's going to jump out of me. It's the horror of like oh god, should I have my camera out now because I'm wasting my battery? There's nothing happening. The characters in that game, like the twins, are frightening. Like they're just the way they talk to each other. Yes, we will do this. It's just I don't want to deal with those guys. The big guy, I can't think of his name. The main like antagonist, pretty much. He's terrifying as well. Burst through walls. You can't really run away from him. A bit like Nemesis, I suppose.
Yeah.
But no, just a fantastic game. And running on to what Paddy was saying about the Evil Within, another one that I love. But what he was saying with the Evil Within 2, how that they made it more open world and it wasn't as good. The same thing kind of happened with Outlast. Like I enjoyed Outlast 2. I think it was actually the story that got me through Outlast 2, but the gameplay slightly infuriating because there was times where you weren't scared, you were just annoyed because you didn't know where the hell you were supposed to go because it was more open world, and it lost that whole claustrophobia aspect. Instead of being in a corridor where you don't know what's going to happen, you were in a cornfield trying to sneak around bad guys, and it was like, this is becoming too much more of a game than in a bad way. Like it's like, like trying to trick the AI and all this, where it's like Outlast 1 was just, no, you have to go that way. That's the only way you can go.
I kind of like that with horror games. That's the ones I like, is the one where you're entrapped and you can't go back. You have to go forward and you have to figure a way to get there. Like, that's what I love. I don't think horror games suit open world. I just don't. That's the way I feel as well.
No, so Outlast is probably my number one horror game. It's the one that affected me the most.
It's very, very scary.
Very, very scary.
I'm not gonna lie, I couldn't play through the whole thing. It's like, I love horror. I absolutely love horror, but that's the type of horror that you actually just, your heart is always racing. You know, that actually takes a lot out of you when you play it. But brilliant game. Jack, I know you have a couple of good ones for us.
Honestly, I'm not a big horror game fan. The closest game I'd have to that, and it'd be more of a thriller than anything, would be Alan Wake. That'd be
good game.
Oh, Alan Wake, fantastic.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, saying that, I do plan on playing Rule of Rose at Halloween, so that should be an interesting horror game.
How much did you buy that for, Jack?
That's
come on, Jack. Come on.
That's literally one of the most expensive games.
I get €150.
He bought it off you, Paddy, didn't he?
No, he didn't. I wish. I wouldn't have gave it to him.
You gave him a deal.
190.
No, 140.
140. I knew it was around 150, 160. It's
sealed
up,
or not sealed?
Yeah. No, it's unsealed. Sealed goes for about $1,000.
Wow.
Yeah. It's one of the most expensive games. Like,
yeah, it is. Yeah.
Well,
I have it on eBay there. Like, every time the price comes out and they send it to me, and it goes up and down like a jackrabbit.
Oh, yeah, no, it's ridiculous.
One of them games you have to look out for. If it goes cheap, lads, grab it, because it's going to be someone else will buy it more expensive of you.
That's exactly it.
So Damien in the chat actually has one that I was going to mention as my definitely up there with my top favorite, as is Dead Space. An absolute classic game. And when I seen the trailer coming out for that, like I said earlier on, I love Alien, and I just felt like this is exactly what I need now. And I came out, I remember playing it with my good friend Ushin. We played it in a room. He was actually crapping his pants and I was playing through it. He was kind of hiding under the blankets and stuff, but we got through it. We ended up clearing the game, and it was just a brilliant experience. A couple of the other games that I'm going to mention that just always kind of stick with me. Paddy mentioned earlier on Silent Hill. Silent Hill 2 is one of my favourite games of all time. I'm going to definitely go back to that pretty soon. Resident Evil 2, the remake, I love the original, but I think in 2019 to play the remake, it just gives you that something new, that something fresh,
the modern way feel.
Yeah, exactly. And the number one game for me, the number one horror game that has come out in the last 10 years, 20 years even, is Alien Isolation. Yeah.
I started that game and it took so long to get into it, and it put me off. Then maybe I had to keep playing a bit longer, but it felt like I was walking around for ages trying to figure out what to do.
And I mean, that's the way the Alien movie is. Like, it's a very slow build up, and then everything goes off. Like, so maybe I'm just kind of glued into the way it's meant to go. And I think they had the style of Ridley Scott in that game so well. It blew me away. It is a long game, so if you're not into the Alien series or the Alien universe, it can go on a little bit long. Like, I mean, it's 25 hours. You can pick it up now for, I think I've seen it there for £8. There's actually one more experience that I want to throw in. that is actually, it would be brilliant to actually play on the night because you could get through it in a couple of hours, and that's PT. If you have that installed on your system, go
You're a
and
lucky
play
boy
that thing.
if you have that.
Yeah, I have it. Yeah, I wasn't going to. I said I'd never delete that thing because I read somewhere that they took it off the store, didn't they?
Oh yes, because once the game got cancelled, it was just gone.
Yeah, so I might stream that around Halloween because, lads, if you've played that, it's like the Outlast kind of style. You're just always you're nearly afraid to go into the next room because you don't know what's going to happen.
Do you know what makes it even creepier though? You know the Lisa is her name in it. The kind of ghost ghoul or whatever you want to call her. She's actually on your back for the entirety of that demo before she jumps out. She's actually held onto your back for the entirety of that demo.
Yeah.
That makes it way creepier. When
Mersey says dress up podcast for Halloween. Ooh.
Oh yeah, I'm up for that.
Steve said isolation first. Oh, well, look, we can share the love, dude.
More stars again as well. Steve, you're mad.
More stars, 130 stars. Was
that what the ping was? I heard a ping and I was like, what?
Yeah, usually pings me on your end.
That's the first time I ever heard a ping, guys. I'm telling you that.
But yeah, some great ones there. So we had Resident Evil, Outlast, Alien Isolation. What else are we looking at? Dead Space, Silent Hill 2. So there's a couple of games that you can go and play this Halloween. And I mean, if you know anyone that has the PT demo, it was basically the demo just before Silent Hill, the remake, and it never ended up getting released. It was by Hideo Kojima and who was the film director that was on it?
Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah, Del Toro. Yeah, and it's phenomenal. Like, it really is a piece of art. So without further ado, guys, let's tell the good folks where they can find us and jump off. John.
The good folks can find me, before we jump off, at Too Old for Gaming on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. That's TOOOLD for gaming.
Thank you, John. Jack?
everybody can find me on Twitch and Twitter at the Platinum Jack.
Paddy?
I just wanted just something small. Well, no, it's big. PlayStation Ireland, I forgot about this, but PlayStation Ireland were in contact with us last week to give us congratulations basically about all the work we're doing and our community that we're building, saying that they are very impressed by what we're doing. And it takes time to build a community, I know that, and they want to back us the whole way, so they're going to start giving us review codes. And they gave us two games to give away. We're going to give away one this week. Concrete Genie, which it looks like an Unreal game. Pat did a great thing for us. So I did a random thing with the people that are in it that someone added to the group. We got 40 new people to the group this week, which is good. But Brian Hayward won it, so congrats to him.
Congrats,
and
Brian.
We'll give another code for it next week. So thanks to PlayStation Ireland for giving us. Ubisoft gave us a code today as well. What was the game called again? Ghost Recon. We'll have a review for that soon, next couple of weeks. Kim is going to do it first.
No better man.
No better man, bye. You can catch me streaming to Twitch and our Facebook page. I'm hoping to do some custom Fortnite games tomorrow night if we get enough people. I'll be probably streaming Escape from Tarkov Fortnite. I'm going to try and find myself a nice one-player game to play to relax to, because it gets a bit much. The shooters can be a bit tough on you.
You got a couple of horrors there to go and attack.
That's it. Could try some horror games. And thanks to all the lads on the stream team that are pushing each other, pushing Republican players. Thanks to all of them. If you want to email me, it's paddyt@republicplayers.com. You can catch me in the community. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, and I think Paddy has said it all. I'm taking a little bit of a career break from streaming. Just life is very busy at the moment, but I'll be back doing it in about 2 weeks' time. Anyone that's jumped in tonight and dropped a few stars, Stephen, thanks so much. It was a pleasure doing the podcast for you as always. It's great to be back. I've been out for the last couple of weeks, and we're going to get back on a regular kind of show. So you can find me over on the Alpha Fox. I'll be always over on the Republic of Players as well, where you can have a chat to me, drop me a message whenever you like. This has been Trop-cast episode 44. I've been your host, Ronan Fox. From the lads Paddy, Jack and John, we are out.